Coming up today on This Is True
See,
Really
Winnie the
News.
Pooh and Old Pooh
Is it, you get that.
Yeah.
Eeyore wouldn't write back.
Well, Eeyore's got hooves, so it makes it difficult.
Coming up today.
If it is a good note, which I doubt.
This Is True Really News. A couple bought their dream home.
Was it Christopher Robin?
No. And then things went south.
They moved?
Not yet.
No. Okay.
So please like, subscribe, and follow This Is True Really News if you love the story of people being saddened by losing something that they love dearly. Because it's funny.
Dave Breitner. For some reason, cringy humor is big now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, how else do you account for, like, what is it, The Office?
The Office? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was that funny?
I didn't watch it.
I've seen bits and pieces. I didn't find it funny.
Ian liked it. Or I liked bits and pieces of it. He liked Krasinski.
See, and now Jim is apparently Jack Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's good. He's really
And he was
good.
Mr. Fantastic for about 4 minutes in the last.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This last Doctor Strange movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't
They all
know.
died. It was a different
different universe. Okay. Okay. So if that's the kind of stuff that just tickles your funny nodules,
What is wrong with you?
Do me a favor and send us any stories you think that we might use to TITR@netradio.network.
Tickles your funny nodules.
I didn't want to say fondle.
Thank you for your restraint.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
So during the height of the pandemic, do we have to say COVID-19 pandemic? How many pandemics have we been through, Scott? You and I in our
Past 100 years?
140 years of combined existence.
Well, we did the swine flu thing, remember?
That wasn't a pandemic.
What was well, yeah, but it was a scare. What was the one where they were shooting us in the arm with the blowguns in grade school? You remember that one? We had to all line up.
We did. Those were,
Was that swine flu?
no,
Pig flu?
no, that was
Hog
those
flu?
were normal. Those were normal vaccinations that they did.
Were they?
Yeah, like rubella and those things.
Oh, okay. Well, I just don't remember.
You don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that one you got where you got the little star on your arm?
Well, that's different.
See, okay. Those are the only ones I remember.
Okay.
I'm just wondering why we have to call it the COVID-19 pandemic, since none of us have lived through another one.
Yes, right. Is there
Anyway.
anyone alive who's lived through? Well, I suppose there's some that might be alive that lived through Spanish flu, if they were babies.
Yeah. And didn't get the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
Oddly, about the same percentage of people died in that as died from us shutting down the whole world.
Right.
During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, when students in Harvey, Illinois School District 152, that would be Harvey, Illinois School District 152, were learning remotely. Not to be confused with remotely learning. The district provided meals that families could pick up. According to WGN-TV, they're Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Food service worker Vera Little allegedly helped herself to some of that food. The 66-year-old, to be specific, took 11,000 cases of chicken wings. Hey.
I
Buffalo
suspect it
Wild
was a
Wings
large.
closed, man.
I suspect it was a large picnic.
Liddell worked for the district for more than a decade. Business manager uncovered the plot.
The plot.
During a routine audit, it's a
He was
business manager.
purloining poultry.
Honestly, it's a bad. It's a business manager. This is the most excitement he's going to have in his life.
Exactly.
Found individual invoices signed by Liddell for massive quantities of chicken wings, an item that was never served to students because they contain
Chickens.
bones.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
So how did Liddell would place the order? Oh, she ordered them. I get it.
Right.
She would do the pickup in a district van.
Yep.
And she ends up with 11,000 cases of chicken wings. They did not reveal what she did with the $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. She was charged with theft. I expect they had a block party.
I was thinking pop art.
No, because I don't think they make chicken wing Pop-Tarts.
The Tyson family's going to come down hard on this lady.
Well, not to mention the folks from Chicken Run. What are Purdue's doing these days?
I just saw a little note. What was it? Some guy said his son came to him and said, I want to make a mobile wing joint restaurant.
Yeah.
And I want to park it next to
like a wing truck.
Yeah. And I want to park it next to Chick-fil-A and call it Side Chick. And, oh boy.
Sure you do.
So a couple bought their dream home and lived there for 5 years before finding out they didn't actually own it.
Well, now that would be annoying.
Right. Jess and Jackie Moorcroft splashed about 1.2 million Australian dollars for their cracking pad in March of 2018.
Cracking is good, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're not talking foundation.
Good. No. They'd spent the equivalent of 30,000 pounds, I should say, at auction for the top house. They settled into life on Australia's Gold Coast.
For 630 pounds, the foundation was cracking.
Well, for 630,000 pounds, it wasn't.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, over 5 years ago. Now they're told they do not rightfully own the property, according to the Mirror.
So they paid for this house.
Apparently, or at least
took the loan out, right?
On it, purported.
Took the loan out.
Yeah.
Gave the money from the loan to these people.
Yep.
And now they will pay the loan back to the bank, is how I guess it normally works.
Devastating and shocking revelation comes as the Queensland Supreme Court ruled that the house in the area of Mermaid Beach, which is now worth an estimated $2.7 million, is actually owned by the previous occupant.
How?
And they're going on to explain it. Hind Issa, 83, still owns the house, and it was never fully transferred to Jess and Jackie's names after they bought it. Official
Why?
court. Hang on.
All right.
Official court documents showed that the Registrar of Titles had placed a caveat on the home. Ms. Issa, the previous owner, had contacted Australia's version of the land registry to say her home had been fraudulently mortgaged by criminals and that the signature for her on the documents had been forged.
Really?
The two opposing sides have been locked in a legal battle since the shocking discovery.
I'll bet.
With Ms. Issa, who was represented in court proceedings by her daughter due to her Alzheimer's condition, found the rightful owner. Found to be the rightful owner. So,
yeah,
one wonders what's really going on there, because you're at the auction, you follow the rules of the auction.
Yep.
I wonder if they never paid the money.
Or who got the money they paid.
Right. So,
and how did a lady with Alzheimer's know it was her house and had the fraudulent signature?
Yeah, well, somebody had to remind her. It's always
Daughter.
something there to remind me.
There's a song in that somewhere.
I think so.
I'll jot down a letter to Maria and
letter Maria.
Yeah, address it to my soon-to-be unhoused wife. An unnamed 27-year-old man was arrested in Seattle, which is a good place to be arrested, apparently.
I'm amazed he got arrested.
After a homeowner returned to her house to find him in her bathroom filling the tub with water.
Why is it they always want to take a bath?
They were going to, all he was doing was occupying bathtub.
Yep.
That was okay a while ago.
Occupy Wall Street. That's like getting in a bathtub.
Well, you're getting soaked. KOMO TV reported that when police arrived, they discovered a smashed window and the burglar inside, clothed but very wet, and the bathtub full of water. How do you get very wet filling a freaking bath? Anyway, the intruder wouldn't provide a motive for the break-in and was charged with residential burglary. So they still do have certain crimes they'll arrest people for in Seattle.
Yeah, I guess, if they really gotta.
Got to kind of look carefully, but
what we're going to find out later is the police are going to grant him access to this lady's home on a regular.
It'll be kind of like, when you have set times you can see your kids after the divorce.
Right. Yeah, you can go put on all your clothes and get in the bathtub once every other weekend.
Yep. And like 2 holidays.
More teacher hijinks.
That'd be fun at Christmas, wouldn't it? This is Phil. He just comes over 3 times a year to
get in the bathtub.
Know what.
I was in the 3rd grade and we were reading out of a textbook. Every time the teacher would call on me, I couldn't find our place. She would call on me every other time. I tried as hard as I could, but couldn't find out where the other kids were reading in the book. Now, actually, I can remember this happening to me periodically. I'd just get lost in the text and couldn't find it. This is a different problem, however. Every time she would call on me, she would call me an idiot and ask me what was wrong with me. She had everyone in class laughing at me. This is 3rd grade. Near the end, she finally came over to show me where to read and couldn't find it. Turned out my book was a different version from the others.
Oh, you know what they do with different editions, right?
What?
Changes are made sometimes.
Yeah. So she told me to shut up and just listen until they can get me a new book. She didn't apologize or anything. What a big old poop head.
People are rude.
That's right.
Suddenly rude has become the new cool.
Right? And just kind of being a dink. Learn to be kind.
You say dink?
Yes. I'm sorry to use such vile language.
That's okay. We just have to post a warning.
Trigger warning. Someone could say the word dink. Dink, 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 dink. There, I said it and I'm glad.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.